I never thought I'd make this video. Let's see how Space Marines can win in 9th. Version 2 of Space Marines and all their supplements are on the way, but it's not going to be for a while. They are struggling in the meta, and especially with Codex creep, they're being left behind. A few of the challenges they face: Bodyguard is nerfed, the old faithful and targetable Relic Dreadnought trick is gone. With damage creep, strength and AP advances, bolters are just not as effective. Damage limitation isn't common in the faction. Vehicles are not as effective and tend to fall away quickly. Units don't trade well against top meta armies. Offensive output is not the best. Speed is essential and isn't a natural part of Space Marines. And fly keyword is great and there's not a lot of it. Some key positives: Armour of Contempt, the new balanced data slate buff, reduces AP on incoming attacks. This is super strong for them against most factions. Indirect fire nerf, and since Marines weren't previously known for having indirect fire, this is actually good for them. Transhuman is really strong, although we do see most factions having some similar ability, and can build really good smash characters. Having a look at which are the best sub-factions at the moment, Dark Angels and Black Templars are probably the best. It's not for this video to go into greater depth about each individual sub-faction, but for Dark Angels they've got really good defense, got the strongest secondary game out of all the chapters. Raven Wing with some Deathwing list types are the best for speed and shooting, and I'll be bringing out a 5-minute Codex review soon. The Black Templars, really solid, one of the best at the moment. They support mass infantry lists, which are doing well. They have defense against mortal wounds. They've got a good chapter tactic and super doctrine. However, like all the others, they do struggle into the top tier armies. I do have a 5-minute Codex review for these already, so check that out. A few of the other good ones: your Iron Hands, White Scars and Space Wolves, perhaps considering Blood Angels, but below all these. And unfortunately, the worst sub-faction is probably Imperial Fists. Looking at some of the things that Space Marines have going for them. I'm going to say it again, Armour of Contempt. It reduces AP by 1, so ignores AP 1. And this is really good and makes them a lot more durable. Cover interactions are really important as always, and even more so now. +1 save and reduce AP by 1 is great. You've got some really good relics. Teeth of Terror, better chainsword with more attacks. Armour Indomitus, +1 wound, 2+ save, 3+ invuln for one phase in the game. And Benediction of Fury, it's a Chaplain melee relic, 3 damage and inflicts mortal wounds in addition. And this is the start. Space Marines have lots of overlapping buffs, from characters, doctrines, psychic powers, warlord traits, relics, and let's not forget Chaplain listeners. Smash characters. Every sub-faction can build an ultimate smash character, and it's great to have this in your army to delete things and tank for you. Most of the army have a really good base armor save. This really stands in its own when you're making use of terrain properly. You want to avoid overexposing yourself while keeping the terrain benefits. And jump packs. Having the availability of jump packs to give fly and speed to a unit is great. Now let's look at which units are the best to help with the 9th edition plan. There are a couple of standout HQ choices. One of the key ones to highlight is the Primaris Chaplain on bike. Durable, hard-hitting, and buffs others with its listeners. You can really pile stuff onto it with Mantra of Strength, Benediction of Fury, Armour of Indomitus. It's got a 4+ invuln anyway, has a 20-inch move, and it's going to be turned into one of those characters that will just move around and destroy things. The Primaris Tech Marine. It does a lot of things really well. It's durable, gives vehicles +1 to hit, making Master of the Forge so you can heal 3 wounds a turn for vehicles, and it's also decent in melee and shooting. Other good choices include any of the Captain variants, particularly though the Captain with Mastercrafted Heavy Bolter, and then just a standard Captain. They're tough to kill, they'll deal damage, and they give out the ever faithful reroll 1s to hit. One reason why Space Marines struggle is their troop options don't really trade as well with other factions' troop options. They're expensive for what you get, and with damage creep in the game, bolters just aren't as good anymore. The fact that Tyranid Termagants and Tower Breachers are cheaper with better guns is just sad. So looking at the best troop options, essentially it's just intercessors. They advance and shoot, auto boat rifles are best for this. They get a lot of buffs being core, they can help mop up other people's screens, they've got the rapid fire 2CP strat to shoot again, so take 10-man units for this function, but 5-man squads will do work, and having a 2+ saving cover, they'll do well enough. To mix it up, consider Incursors. They can shoot and ignore cover as well as ignoring hit and ballistic skill modifiers. Elite choices, there's actually quite a lot of options here. Blade Guard Veterans are one of the best options, and at 35 points are efficient and durable. 2+ save, 4+ invuln. You can buff them defensively or offensively, and they're one of your standout units. And as an auto pick in your army, take a champion, whether a chapter or a company one. For the chapter champion, it's 75 points, -1 to hit in melee, fights first against characters, reroll hits and wounds against characters, has a 6-inch heroic intervention, it's great to buff with extra relics, it's got 6 attack base, 2+ save, 2+ weapon skill, absolute beat stick. Company champion, a cheaper version at 55 points but also worth taking, 2+ weapon skill, slightly less durable with a 3+ save and a 5+ invuln, but still fights first against characters, and has a 6-inch heroic intervention, but these can be included without taking up a battlefield role slot. I've been on the receiving end of a few of these champions, and they really are horrible to play against. Vanguard Veterans. Great fast combat unit, and speed wins games. 19 points, but you'll want to spend an extra 3 to give them jump packs. Also take Lightning Claws and Storm Shields, so they get a 3+ save and 4+ invuln. and the claws give them +1 attack and reroll wounds. Take at least 20 in your list. The Relic Contemptor Dreadnought. Even without its bodyguard interaction, it's still one of the best. Fall kites have gone up in price, but still well worth it. But there are loads of other good options that make this a great gun platform. You've got Plasma, Cyclo Missile Launcher, got a 5+ invuln, -1 damage. Really worth taking. Another good option to consider is an Apothecary, whether it's primaries or normal. Great if you've got infantry heavy armies, as they'll just be giving you free points throughout the game. Heavy support, there's two main ones here, and I bet you're all guessing what they are. Eradicators, and they're probably their best heavy support option. Have an Apothecary nearby just to keep bringing them back. And Eliminators. Should be a staple in most armies because they're so good. 2+ shooting, can target characters, can move after shooting so they can deal damage and then hide, and in cover they go to a 1-up save. They're also coarse, they get extra buffs. The vehicles, as I mentioned, are not doing particularly well for Space Marines. The Land Raider Storm though is really good and is a must take in most armies. Only 55 points and 18-inch movement. That speed is really valuable. It's got some good shooting. It's got a shock and awe strat for 1 CP where it can shut off Overwatch against the unit and then make that enemy -1 to hit. The Storm Speeder Thunderstrike. 2+ ballistic skill, also moves 16 so it's fast. It's got 3 really scary shots but a D6 damage that can be quite swingy. The Icarus rocket pods are pretty good. And a couple of choices which I'm sure are contentious but are good within the meta at the moment. You got the Land Raider Achilles, upgraded with multi-melters, it's 340 points. So actually quite expensive. It's got a 2+ save, 5+ invuln, T8, 16 wounds. It's really durable, it can use the smoke screen strat for 1 CP, which gives it -1 to hit. And surprisingly, this one's going to stick around and it's going to deal some damage. Probably the most contentious of the lot is the Gladiator Lancer. 165 points base, but it's a T8 tank. It hits on 2s with its main weapon and can take loads and loads of extra shooting options. The key way to play with Space Marines then is this. Play to the specific chapter tactics to make the most of the benefits. List build for speed. Use movement and cover wisely. Maintain aura and buff ranges. Include at least one super buffed smash character. And learn the best strats, as there's loads of them. Please let me know what you think about the Space Marines and what I've missed out in this video. I'd love to hear it. And if you really want to support the channel further, then give this video a like and consider becoming a member for all the benefits. And you can chat to us on Discord. See you again soon. Bye.